Good morning, children. My name is Pragnya, and I'm going to teach you something new. And this something new is phonetics. I understand that there must be people who might have heard about it, who might have learnt it in some lower classes. But today we are going to learn this again and a very small portion of it. So let's begin with understanding what is phonetics. Phonetics is the study and classification of sounds. So, what is said is that English is a non-phonetic language. That means the way English is written, it is not spoken, and the way English is spoken is not written. For example, we have this word colonel. That is a rank in the army, right? How do we spell it? We spell it as Colonel. But do we pronounce it as colonel? No, we pronounce it as colonel. So see, that is why it is important for us to study phonetics. In English, we have 24 consonant sounds and 20 vowel sounds. So in all, we have 44 speech sounds. Now when we mix and match, we use them differently. We have 1,000 and thousands of words for us. That's how English is made of. Now, why should we learn phonetics? I have 3 reasons for that. First of all, it makes us a pro at speaking. Now, what does that mean? It means that we sound very good, we sound very professional when we learn proper phonetics and the proper way of speaking English. And we also build our confidence. Second thing, it improves our fluency and accent. Yes. So, Marathi has its own accent, Hindi has its own accent, likewise English also has its own accent. Now we have heard a lot of people who speak English, but then we wonder, what are they speaking? Are they speaking Marathi in English or English in Marathi? Well, every language has its own accent, and that is the music of that language. So we need to speak in that kind of music. And the third point is that it helps you in inducing a reading habit. Now when we learn the language, when we know the words, when we know the pronunciation, we love reading, and reading enhances our knowledge. That is why reading is very, very important. Now, let's learn one of the sounds out of these 44 sounds. Now this sound is called the buzzing sound. Look at the bees buzzing around. So what is the buzzing sound? The zzz sound that is made by the bees, that is called the buzzing sound. If you remember, you also hear this buzzing sound when a mosquito flies near your ears. Zzz sound. I know it is very irritating, but then that sound is one of the sounds in English language, and we need to learn that. So I have a few words over here that begin with the Z sound or the Z sound. Now let's look at these words. The first word is zipper. Let's look at the next word. It's zucchini. You know what a zucchini is? Well, it is a cucumber-like vegetable that is used in the salads. The next word is zap. Many people say, oh, I was zapped. That means I was shocked. Then, do you say zero? Have you ever heard anybody saying zero? Well, that's wrong. You need to say zero. See how nice it sounds. Zero. Next word is zombie. Now, Zach is another word. Now, this is a name of a boy. Zeus is another word which is a name of God, the God of rains. Look at that line below. Is it a straight line? No. What do we call it? Zigzag? Ow. It doesn't sound very good, right? It is pronounced as zigzag. zag. And then take a look at the zoo. I hope everybody has visited a zoo. So, where do we get to see the zebras? Either in Kenya or in a zoo, right? Okay, let's take at some more words wherein the z sound is in the middle of the word. The first word is blizzard. Now, what does a blizzard mean? It means heavy snowfall with lots of wind. That is called a blizzard. This we get to see in Kashmir and the foreign countries where it is very cold and where there is snowfall. Then, how many people love to eat the pizza? See, the z sound is in the middle. The first sound is the pit, and then the second sound is the z sound, and the last sound is a. That's pizza. Okay. Now let's look at the next word, dizzy. Oh, I was walking in the sun and now I feel very dizzy. That's how somebody says, right? Right. Now, what is the meaning of busy? Busy is a very smart, intelligent child or a person. Everybody knows what a puzzle is. Now, how many letters does puzzle have, or how many sounds? One is p, the second one is z, and the last one is l. Puzzle, right? So here the z sound is in the middle. Now let's look at the next word, grizzle, and then buzzard. Quizzical. What is the meaning of quizzical? One who loves to play quizzes, and he has a lot of questions. Next, do you remember what sound a sizzler makes? Zzz sound. Do you love that sound? And what about the sizzling brownie? It also makes the zzz sound, doesn't it? Yes. So this sound is called the sizzling sound or the sizzle. Now, let's look at another word which is fizzy. So, when you have your colas, the Coke or the Thumbs Up, the bubbles that come in there, what sound do they make? The zzz sound. That's what is called a fizzy drink. I hope you remember Appy Fizz. Yes, I know you know it. And then dozen. See again, the z sound is in the middle. The first sound is d, second sound is z, and the next sound is n, dozen. And then the last word that we have here on the screen is drizzle. What is the meaning of drizzle? Drizzle means light showers of rain. Okay, so now that we have done with the z sound or the z sound in the middle, let's move on to the next position, which is the words with the z sound in the end. Now look at that. Every time it is not necessary to get the z sound, you should use z, or the word should have a z in it. This z sound can also be made by the letter s. Right. So now let's take a look at these words. Babies. Now just because there is an s, do you really say babies? No. You say babies. Correct. Let's look at the next word, cheese. If the spelling is cheese, does it mean that we should pronounce it as cheese? No, it's a cheese. Z sound. Then rose, sunrise, knees. Not knees, okay? Knees means something else. Now this is knees. And then one is a cookie. Many are cookies. Z sound. And when it gets too cold and when you wear a lot of sweaters, woolen items, and still you feel cold, what kind of cold is that? Freezing cold. So freeze. See, the Z sound is in the last. And N-O-S-E, what do you say? Nose? No, it is nose. Nose, the Z sound. And then we have maize. Maize. What is a maize? It is a corn. So that is, corn is also called maize. Right. So now we have come to the end of this session, and well, I have a nice little paragraph over here which I am going to read for you. So let me read it. Z is for Zelda, who zoomed off to Mars. She zigged and she zagged past a zillion bright stars. She zipped to the left and she zapped to the right. Then Zelda zoomed home by the moon's golden light. Does this sound better? Let's play it in this way. Alright, let me read it in another way now. Z is for Zelda, who zoomed off to Mars. She jigged and jagged past a jillion bright stars. How does that sound? I did like it, and I hope you also don't like it. So let me read it once again for you. It's Z is for Zelda, who zoomed off to Mars. She zigged and she zagged past a zillion bright stars. She zipped to the left and she zapped to the right. Then Zelda zoomed home by the moon's golden light. Does this sound better now? Good. All right. Now that we have come to the end of this session, I would just like to have a little fun with English. Now look at this word. G-H-O-T-I. How do you pronounce it? Oh, that's a big thing. Can we say goatee? But then this kind of word is not there in English. Still we have this. So let's look how we are going to pronounce this. Now, the first two letters, G and H, GH. GH is pronounced as fur in the word rough. Say rough. Yes. So the last sound is fur. Now the next sound. The next letter is O in W-O-M-E-N in this word. This O is pronounced not as O but as I. So we call it women. Right. Now, look at this new word, nation, wherein T-I is pronounced as sh. So, we have G-H, pronounced, the first two letters of the word goatee pronounced as F. The second letter, which is O, is pronounced as I, and the last two letters is pronounced as SH. So, what do you think should the pronunciation of goatee be? Come on, any guesses? Alright. So, this is a little funny. We are going to pronounce this as fish. But is there a word called goatee in English? No. This was just for fun, to tell you the discrepancies of English language. R-E-A-D is read, which is the present tense. However, R-E-A-D is also pronounced as read, which is the past tense of read. So, are you having fun with this English language? Yes, we will have a lot of fun further in other sessions. As of now, I am signing off, and this is your teacher Pragnya. And thank you for being here with me. Take care and stay home. Bye-bye.